Hey, this is Green and welcome back to Launch It Fierce. Today you're going to meet an amazing copywriter. Her name is Laura Belgray and I met her in Marie Folio's mastermind in 2011. And what Laura taught me at that point was that if you don't have a great copy, you don't have an online business. You don't have sales, you don't have launch. Because if you can't engage your audience and have them love your copy so much that they click on your Facebook ad or open your email, well, you don't have a business. So today, Laura is going to teach us what it takes to have amazing copy so that you can engage your audience and sell. Welcome, Laura, and thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me in your beautiful apartment with your beautiful view and your casement windows. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So, for those who don't know you, who is Laura?
You're going to ask me who is Laura? I thought you were going to tell them who is Laura.
No.
Laura is me. I have a business called Talking Shrimp. I serve entrepreneurs and I'm starting with business, of course. I serve entrepreneurs and TV networks. So I write promos for TV networks, and then I help entrepreneurs with all the words they use for their business to show who they are and what they do and sell it.
And you're the only New Yorker I know, like real true New Yorker.
We're a rare kind of creature. You don't meet many around here.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, most real New Yorkers live elsewhere. They've been chased out. I stayed. I'm like the last survivor.
And California did never come to get you because all the New Yorkers seems to live in LA.
It kind of calls to me. I'll tell you a secret. I can't drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a license, but I am a terrible, terrible driver. Nobody wants me on the road, so that's a problem if I live in California.
Gotcha.
But my dream is to be bi-coastal because I can't handle the winter. I'm terrible.
I know, it's terrible here. So what you do copywriting. What is copywriting?
Okay. Need a drink for this.
Yeah.
So copywriting is all the words that you use for your business. So it's the words on your website, all over your homepage, your about page, your sales page. It's the words you use in a Facebook post. It is the words you use in a video if you scripted the video. Some people would consider that content, but I would say content is copy if the content is selling you. So it's a tweet, it's the words on a billboard. All of those words.
And why is it so important? Because I remember we were in LA at one point and you or Marie Folio said something like, if you don't know copywriting, you don't have a business at all.
I would say that's true. I mean, you can have somebody do your copywriting for you, but really, do you want to be beholden to somebody every time you want to write a tweet or fire off an email to your list? Or copywriting is all the words you use for your business, so that includes the words that you want to use spontaneously. You want to put something out there today, like, oh, I've got to tell my list about this great thing. You don't want to have to say, like, hey, can you help me write this thing? Well, your copywriter might be, off at the movies. So you want to be able to do that for yourself. I mean, it's communication.
Yeah.
If you can't communicate, I won't use the word, you're screwed.
Yeah. I love that. It's a nice way to put it.
Family-friendly podcast, right?
But how do you get better at it? Because I am a dyslexic and I can't write. I'm a to be good writer because I'm gonna learn. But yes. How do you get better at copywriting?
Well, obviously practice is how you get better at anything. But one thing that you can do is really pay attention to the words you use when you're talking. You're not dyslexic when you're talking, right? Like you have no problem communicating clearly when you're speaking. So I would say start recording yourself. If you're having trouble writing something when you sit down at the keyboard, why don't you try talking about it? And if you feel strange talking about it to nobody and it's not coming out right, then call up a friend and say, hey, can I just download to you about the thing that I'm selling or about this blog post I want to write? Can you ask me some questions about it? And maybe say, like, here, just, ask me this, this, and this. And then you answer those questions if that's how you feel natural talking. Like, I feel most natural when you're asking me questions rather than if I'm, like, giving a speech. So,
Awesome.
So have them frame it with questions and say, okay, like, here's my answer to that. and record the whole thing.
And then you write it.
Transcribe it.
Ah, I never thought about that, that you can actually do that for even a Facebook post.
Sure, why not? I mean, especially if the Facebook post is coming out formal or salesy or awkward, and that's not how you talk. Say, like, say to a friend, I just, here's what I kind of want to say on Facebook, but it's not coming out this way. Probably what you say to them is exactly what you should put on Facebook.
So what is the biggest mistakes we do when we do write copy?
Oh, okay. I would say the number one mistake, especially for people, I think you probably have a lot of people who are writing in English as a second language. Is that true? Okay, so for them, but also for people who are English as a first language, the biggest mistake is they put on their writing hat, like they put on their beret or their business suit and their briefcase, and like, I am writing now, I am writing for business. And they get really salesy and formal instead of being conversational. Because, it used to be that business speak was formal and professional meant formal. Now professional means conversational, casual, as opposed to buttoned up and salesy. So you want to get super conversational and write like you talk, right? So I would say the number one trick that I have for that is pay attention to apostrophes. So you want to use contractions. So when you speak, you'll say, in a minute, I'll show you a trick that'll help you with the mistake you're making. Mm-hmm. And then we write it down and it says, in a minute, I will help you, I will show you a trick to help the mistake that you are making. And we don't talk, so
it's more words,
it's
and
more
it's
words,
hard,
and it's formal. And a person reading it, they might not know why they're put off by it, but they're put off by it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So use contractions. It's one single keystroke with your pinky on the keyboard. Your pinky will reach that apostrophe, and it changes your writing completely.
Wow. So the number one mistake is that we actually take on a writing hat. I do that all the time.
Yes,
because
I'm writing now.
Yes, I'm doing marketing, so I have to be formal because then I'm very professional, and I don't want to be seen as unprofessional.
Right, and on the contrary, formal writing now comes across as unprofessional to those of us who are reading marketing copy, because it's like, what's wrong with this person? This person doesn't know how to write copy.
Is that for like small entrepreneurs, or is it for any company?
I wouldn't say for absolutely any company. I think there is always room to be more conversational and more friendly and more approachable. But there are places like law firms where the rule is, I don't know, the rule might be 100% you've got to be formal and stick to the rules of, professorial writing or academic papers or a scientific journal, but I don't play in that field.
No. You're very funny in your copy. One of the few emails I actually read.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
And it cracks me up. Sometimes did that really come out of her?
That came out of me.
Yeah. and what I'm wondering, what about those who are kind of introverts that are afraid to put themselves out there, or not funny, or not extrovert? Okay. Is that important for them as well?
First of all, let's clear something. I am not an extrovert. I don't like being around people. I like being around people I know. But I was just thinking about this. If you, if I'm at a conference and someone says, turn to the person next to you, and they're your partner, I'm like, that's my nightmare. No, eye contact is not in it's not in play. Eyes forward, don't look at me. And
really?
I don't love being around groups of people, unless I'm super comfortable, but I'm not an extrovert. Like, I'm nervous right now. I know I'm on camera. Not everything is coming out the way it normally would.
Wow.
It scares me. Yeah. So I just wanted to get that straight. So you don't have to be an extrovert to put yourself out there and write like you talk. I think that that copy is the best tool for an introvert to put themselves out there, because if they're not comfortable in person, writing is the best way. Like you write it, send it out there, and it's out there. I think I first of all, also you don't have to be funny. I feel like you want to be true. You want to be honest and specific and true, and that's what brings your writing to life. It does not have to be funny.
So when you say that we have to bring the authentic selves out,
Yes.
how do we do that?
Okay, I'm going to give you a great trick for this. It is called details, specific details. So, for instance, I would say just about everybody's about page in the self-help space, entrepreneurial space, has some story about how, I was just like you at one point. I was depressed. I was
fat.
I was fat, depressed,
suicidal.
Suicidal. My life was lackluster. It was missing something, and then I hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of that, what does that really look like? What does depressed look like? Does it mean I couldn't get out of bed? I couldn't even decide what cereal to eat in the morning.
What potato chips to pick.
What potato chips to pick.
Yeah.
Would send, standing in the supermarket potato chip aisle would send me into a downward spiral. That's a specific detail that is true and fun. Even if you're not funny, that's funny.
Yeah,
right?
It is. And it's the truth.
Right. It doesn't mean
that was the hardest decision I had to make that day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That sums up depression right there without saying I was depressed. You can say I was, in the same dirty, skanky sweats for a month on my couch with unwashed hair, stalking my ex-boyfriend on Facebook. That says depressed.
Yes, it does.
So those details really bring your writing to life.
Wow. Yeah, and it's funny, even though it's not funny.
Exactly. Truth is funny. When you nail the details, that makes it funny.
Okay, I had to rewrite my whole about page now.
Do it. Put details. Fill it with details. They're magic.
Oh, and you don't have to be, outspoken then. You kind of be outspoken then, and
you do not. You don't need to be. Your copy doesn't need to be ballsy. It doesn't need to be like, "Hey girl, hey." You don't need to curse in order to be authentic, or you don't have to be fierce. You can just be you. You can be like quiet you, and use the true details of your life or your customer's life to bring it to life.
Wow, that was aha moment to me.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, have you ever done mistakes with your copy? Do you have
Yes, I have. I would say one mistake that I've made in the past is pushing too hard to be clever instead of sending a really clear message. Like, my big fear is not being funny, because I feel like that's who I am. That's what I'm known for. So I feel like every word has to be funny or smart or clever, and that's not true. The words really have to speak to the person who's reading it and send a clear message, especially in my services page, the work with me page, the home page. It has to be super clear. This is what I do, this is who it's for, this is what to do next. Mm-hmm. So pushing too hard to be clever, I think. And I see people do that a lot. Like,
try my best.
Like even in the navigation bar.
Yeah.
That's the worst place to be clever.
Yeah.
You want to be super clear there. You don't have to dress up about. It can say about. It doesn't have to be like, the long and winding story, or praise or testimonials.
It's like, we have a lot of.
It doesn't have to say like shouts on the street.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're just looking for what to do next, and certain things have to read really simply.
Oh, thank you for that one. Yeah. I try to be clever even there.
Yeah, right. No, that's a place to be really clear and simple.
Okay. So what is your biggest mistake for 2015 that you learned from?
My biggest mistake in 2015.
Did you do anyone?
Did I do what? Any mistakes?
Yeah.
I would say my biggest mistake was in 13 and 14, which was not writing to, and you know this, which is not writing to my list. I just fell off the map. I felt like I didn't have anything to write about that had value. I got very concerned because everyone talks about value, value, value. I get very concerned with delivering value. And every time I sat down to write, I was like, how is this going to deliver value? Maybe it's not, and I wouldn't write. And
we missed you. It was like, I even told you, it was like, where the heck are your emails?
Exactly. And then I tried to sell something as an affiliate, and nobody bought. It was abysmal. My sales were abysmal because it was like, oh, hey, I know you haven't heard from me in like a year, but you want to buy this?
Did not work? No. So how did you get around that? Because we all feel that we have to be super smart and deliver value. If not, do not send anything. How did you turn that around?
Well, first of all, I think in 2014, I decided, here's what happened. I was listening to I love podcasts. I was listening to a Seth Godin podcast, and he was saying, you should be blogging every day. He's always saying this. You should be blogging every day. I don't always, but that really made an impression on me at the moment. And he was like, if you would be missed, if somebody out there would miss you, then don't skip a day. So I said, that's it. I'm going to blog every single day for as long as I can. And I did it for like almost 3 months.
It was good, too.
Not counting weekends. And it was a huge accomplishment for me. It showed me that I can do that. So that like whenever I need to put something out there, whether I'm inspired or not, whether I feel like I have something to say, I can come up with at least one little thing to say. So I think one way I got over it was by thinking about, do I have one sentence to tell people? Nobody's going to get upset if I send them too short an email. No one's going to say, oh, screw this, like that blog post was only a paragraph, now I don't want to read it. No one's looking to read more, they want less. So I was like, if I can come up with one little nugget to say, and it would always turn into a long blog post anyway.
Wow.
But it was like, start with that. What would I put in a Facebook post?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of a Facebook post, put it in an email and a blog post.
Wow.
That's what I did.
And I love those 3 months.
Thank you.
Yeah, really. They were funny, and they were sometimes just casual. Here I am, and I felt like I knew you way before we met again.
Exactly. And that is, like, that's the magic of copy. Not just that it's selling for you, but it's creating connections for you while you're not even there. Like, while you're asleep, your copy is making friends for you.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing thing.
And when we first met, I was like talking to you like I've known you forever, because I have been reading your copy for 4 years, so I know what's going on kind of in your life.
Right, exactly. You know me, which I love. Like when I was, I always think of this story because when I was a kid, we had a house in Stamford, Connecticut. Sort of it was supposed to be a country house. It was really a suburb house. My sister and I didn't know anybody there. We didn't have any friends. We were bored, stuck watching the giant 1960s color TV that was from my grandparents. Nothing was on to watch. There were only 3 networks. And we needed friends. So my dad, with his greasy comb over and flip-up sunglasses, not a stylish man, I hope he doesn't watch this, sideburns, would drag us around the neighborhood and go, while we hid behind a bush or a tree, he would go ring people's doorbells, complete strangers' doorbells, and they'd come to the door, and he would say, hello, do you have any children who want to play?
No. You didn't. That would be mortifying. I was like...
Mortifying. We were nowhere in sight, so it's just this greasy man asking, do you have any children who want to play?
Oh my gosh.
So
I can't believe. Are you still friends with your dad?
Yeah, I love my dad, but he would still do that. He's inappropriate. So my point is, your copy in a way more appropriate way can go out and make friends for you and basically go door to door and say, would you like to play?
I love that.
And people say yes, they connect with you. So you don't need my dad to go door to door for you.
I love that. So one of the most important things with sales and business, to me at least, is the headline of the copy. Because if they don't open your email the second time after they click some link to get you on your list, you don't have a business. So how can you be interesting in just one headline? What's the story there?
Oh my gosh. Well, that's a whole course in itself, in fact.
And you do have a course on that.
I do have a course on that. It is called the Copy Cure. It's not just about headlines, but it has a whole module on headlines and how to generate them. But they are super important, and instead of getting into how to write them, I just want to emphasize right now, because that that takes some practice and some study, and more time than we have right now. I want to emphasize how important that is to, first of all, consider your email subject lines as a headline. You've got to put effort into that, into thinking like, what is the most clickable thing I can put here? Like, what's going to get the person's attention?
Mm-hmm.
Your tweets are basically headlines, and
Your Facebook posts.
Your Facebook posts are headlines, and then the top of any page, your sales page, your about page, any page like that, you might not think about a headline. On your sales page, you probably will. But on your about page, for instance, you don't want to just launch into the story and say, like,
Hi, I'm
welcome.
Gray.
Yeah,
Welcome.
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 I'm so glad you're here. I'm
Exactly.
great. Instead, it might be, what's the most important thing that you are giving to your people? Like, what's the message that you want them to get? It might be, this is your place to blank.
Like, this is the way to launch, to have freedom. Yeah,
Right.
I'm all about freedom.
Want a business that gives you freedom?
Yeah.
Read on.
Ah, really?
Yeah, could be that. Could
cool.
be that. Or want a business that gives you freedom? I know I did. I'm Gray. Back in whatever year, I tried launching a business. And sadly, it didn't give me freedom.
The contrary. I ended up with the biggest choice: potato chips with onion or salt.
Yeah, it gave me a paralyzing spiral into the potato chip aisle. So
awesome.
Yeah, you want a headline basically everywhere, and you can think of the beginnings of your paragraphs as headlines as well.
I'm definitely do the Copy Cure, and I was surprised. You guys, you teamed up with Marie Forleo, my mentor.
Yes.
And you guys didn't go the normal way with thousands of dollars. You made this one actually affordable to all of us.
Yeah, I mean that was the idea. We wanted it to be a no-brainer price. Like, that's it?
Exactly.
That's all it costs?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Because most of the courses out there are $1,000
Mm-hmm.
or so, and not everybody, or maybe $2,000. Not everyone can afford that, and it just wanted it to be an easy thing to buy. And one reason we were able to price it that way is that we don't have, it's not a 8-week course dripped out module by module where we do live calls. Sometimes we have a live call as a bonus, but it is downloadable, consumable, all in one shot. Mm-hmm. Like, it's binge watchable. We consider it the Breaking Bad of copy courses.
I love that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can binge watch it like in the weekend.
I believe it's under 4 hours or under 5 hours. So
and after that is practice.
After that is practice.
Yeah.
Or you can work in the practice, but you could watch it all at once and then go back and do all the exercises. So it can be a one afternoon course.
Wow.
For at least your first time around. Then go back and really explore it.
Because this is so important, because I don't believe you have a business if you cannot write copy. But would you recommend, I recommend my clients when I have clients that do not know what to do. For example, IT, they don't know how to do a website. I'm like, put it out there, have somebody do it. Like, make pretty PDFs. I'm like, have someone do it. But copy is different.
Copy is different because it is communicating as you. It's doing the communicating for you. So it needs to reflect your personality and your voice. It is everyone's chance to meet you without actually meeting you in person. So if somebody else is writing it, it's going to be really challenging for them to get your voice consistently. And they can certainly help you with that. But over time, you want to be able to put your voice out there anytime you want to do it.
So how would you recommend us to do it? Would you recommend us to have a copywriter to help us do a startup on the website or sales pages, or just do it all by yourself?
Oh, well, I think get the Copy Cure for sure,
Yeah.
and that'll help you do it. I think that if you still need help and you're still totally lost and writing doesn't come naturally to you in any form, I think hiring a copywriter is a good idea to work with you, not for you. Not, I don't think it's a good idea to say, here's what I'm selling, write my copy.
Mm-hmm.
When I work with clients, I work with them for, you know, either an hour or a couple of hours, depending on how much copy we're doing. But even if we're just tweaking an opt-in, like the copy for an opt-in, we'll probably be on the phone for a whole hour
Wow.
working on it together, or just a paragraph for the homepage.
Mm.
Because I don't want them to just give me the copy they've written or the ideas they have and turn it into the copy myself. I want to draw out the details that they know that I don't know and they haven't thought to tell me
Wow.
yet. So, for instance, I had a client the other day, who's a photographer, and she works with families. She photographs families in their homes, and her copy had something about capturing the magic of everyday memories and creating a nostalgia for the home, and and the love that comes from the home. And I was like, what does that really mean? What does that look like when you photograph these people? What parts of the home do you do it in? What happens in those parts of the home? So we wrote copy that was like something like, it's about the rooms where you try to get one child in the bath at the same time as the other is sneaking out the door in her diaper. It's about the rooms where, where favorite crayons and pens and dolls and later movie posters and rock and roll posters live. It's, so
Wow.
we really
Yeah, that's
work
different.
with the details
Yeah.
so that it becomes super readable and catchy.
Yeah, definitely the second one I would have. The first one, no.
Right, the first one your eyes glaze over.
Yeah, I was like, boring.
Because you see words all the time that
Yeah.
are about ideas and feelings and they're philosophical. It means nothing to you when you read them.
I'm having clients that I'm going nuts about that. Like 8 clients the same day, and they all have the same opt-in, get more energy. And I'm like, if I read another one, I will kill someone.
Right, exactly. What does
It's
get
like,
more energy look like?
Exactly. It's
Does
like,
it mean
what?
right? Does it mean you're bouncing off the walls?
Or-
Does it mean you're bounding out of bed right to your job, or does it mean you're going
Doing a marathon?
Doing a marathon?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It can mean all different things to different
Yeah.
people. So you have to really know your client.
Yeah.
Or know, when you're writing your copy, you have to know your client, your customer, what their ideal life looks like, and what are the details of that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, Laura, what's your biggest win for 2015?
Definitely launching the Copy Cure.
Yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to have a course. I never wanted to deal with launching one. And so partnering with Marie was the best thing ever.
And it looks so hot. I
Thank
mean,
you.
it looks so hot. It's one of the, you want to download a sales page just to get inspired.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the copy.
And that's the copy, and the pictures are amazing.
Yeah.
And what are you up to in 2016?
2016, well, I think, as you know, thank you for planning the question, I have a trip to Italy planned where I'm teaching a writing workshop, and it's going to be amazing. And it's co-hosted with a woman named Bianca Signac, who has a site called ItalianFix.com, and she leads these unbelievable tours. She goes to in places where I've been, she goes to the exact hotels that I've always loved, and so we have the same taste, which means she has excellent taste. And that's how I first noticed her, because I would actually Google the hotels I was staying at, and I would find blog posts of hers about the same hotels that nobody knew about. So she's got the eye for the hidden gems. She leads amazing tours, and she invited me to teach a workshop on one of her trips.
So what can we expect? I am so excited. It's in Cinque Terre, and I go to Cinque Terre once a year, no matter what.
I've never been. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my
to hear
gosh.
that.
Oh, it's such an amazing place. I love Cinque Terre. I always go back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the few places I like to go back. And what can we expect writing? Is it for the one who wants to do copy, or the one who wants to write a book, or all the above?
All the above. Although I don't teach you how to write a book and how to structure a book or how to sell a book, but I do help you to get inspired and get writing. It is especially helpful for somebody who wants to write copy for her business or to blog regularly, because I'm going to teach, first of all, the same creative writing techniques that have completely changed my writing that I've learned from other great teachers, whether at the New School or at Wesleyan University where I went. The things that really stuck with me and that I think make my copy stand out from other people's. So applying creative writing techniques, I'm going to help with the inspiration part and the actual nuts and bolts of copy.
Awesome. I am super excited to go to that workshop. If you want to go with us, you can go. I'm posting the link at greasending.com/3, so you can come with us.
I'm luring you right now to Italy.
I know. How many people are we going to be? Like max?
I don't know yet. Max would be 25. I'm hoping it will be fewer.
Oh.
But no matter what number it is, whether it's 10 or 20 or 25, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah. I am so excited. That's one of my big things to do in 2016.
Oh, well, mine too.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. It's already an amazing trip, the fact that you're coming. It's just you and me, but I know it won't be. I know some of you are going to come.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Laura. I'm just going to go change my copy at once on my About page, because I'm like, hello, welcome to my webpage. I'm great. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
That was Laura Belgray. I just love her to pieces, and the tip we get to improve our copy is just amazing. If you want to join us for the retreat in Italy to write even more amazing copy, go and look at greasending.com/3 and you'll find all the information you need. That is greasending.com/3.